I have 2F, 5E, 1D.
I'm open on my side, by the way.
Open on my side also. Tipping the dope hat to everybody watching.
No, you actually have more than you think you do.
Oh, sweet. What's the exchange rate?
It's 2-to-1 at each tier.
Want me to check your outbound? Your mic on stream's really quiet. Like, I have you max volume on stream, and you're really quiet.
Is that better? That right there? I turned it up a bit. Quite a bit.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Hello. It's me, homeboy. We're the dope hat. We're playing D&D. Duh. Did you read the fucking headers? Whatever.
No, I didn't read the headers. I just showed up.
Why?
What's up
Why
with
did
that?
you read the headers, Watts? Why?
What the fuck?
You're playing
I know what's
the
up.
game. Yeah, you're here. You're already here. You're playing the game.
Storyteller. Tell us a story? Is that how that goes?
Oh, yeah. Are we all here?
Something like that. I think we're all here.
Yep. All right. Well, we are at the fair.
Fair, the Witchlight Fair.
Yeah, to be fair, it's actually a carnival. It's not. To be
fair.
fair, it's not a fair. It's a carnival.
To be carnival, it's a fair. Wait.
Right.
No.
Wait.
Switch
No,
that.
scratch that.
Reverse
that. Yeah. Yeah. So the Witchlight Carnival rolled into town the same night that the church got burned down. Having
imagine
dealt
that.
with the church shenanigans. Yeah, this isn't a Bradbury story. We're fine. Yeah.
Are
So
you sure?
church shenanigans aside, you guys finally took some time to go investigate the festival. To date, you've had some snacks, you've played some games, you saw the big treant and its little red squirrel cheerleader doing the rounds, and you approached the crazy wizard at the entrance to this weird minecart ride, who told you all to look into his mechanical eye before boarding the minecart. Each minecar, by the way, holds 8 medium creatures, so there's plenty of room for all of you in one car if you desire.
Yes. Bully.
I'm having
Bully.
a flashback, guys.
I don't like this.
What's your flashback, Shayla writing?
It's, hey, look, it's the Dungeons and Dragons ride.
Right?
Yep.
I don't like this.
I mean, look at the entrance to the tunnel part.
Is there? I can't see.
Little bit of a flashback.
What do I
Just
need to
throwing
hold
that
up
out
for
there.
the image?
You want the carnival map? Here, I'll force reshare it.
Let's reshare it. Do it. Boom.
I don't know
there
if
it
that'll
is.
actually bring it back
Oh,
up.
that
but-
worked. That actually worked.
Wow, it just brought everything closer. I like that. I'm okay.
Witchlight Carnival. Oh wow. All right. Fuck, dude. Such a weird thing.
Stop being such a scaredy cat.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Fucking.
it. I think that's the
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Eric. Stop
Awesome,
being
we're
such
supposed to
a
be home by
scary card.
11.
You're about to become the Cavalier. You will have no offensive weaponry at all, Eric. Shut the fuck
I
up,
know.
dude.
Actually, Eric is just a dumbass. He should take his shield and use it as a fashion code.
No, I know, but he never
Yeah.
does.
Well, it's because he never took the time to figure out what that class was.
Right, he was too much of a little whiny bitch. Everybody understands
He's
Eric
the
was a whiny
classic,
bitch.
like, he had absolutely zero interest in anything like that.
So are you saying he was only there because his girlfriend, the thief, was playing?
I was going to say
Yes.
he was there for the rogue. Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to be
girlfriend
there
was
to
like,
take it from
I
behind.
love D&D. You want to come play D&D? And he was like, what's D&D? I like football. And she was like, come play D&D with me. And then the dungeon master was like, I'm going to make you a cavalier. And he was like, okay, what's that? You know, a very strong fighter type with a sword or a shield.
Right.
Really
Everybody assumes that it's the ranger who's the football player, but it's
Yeah.
not.
I think you're right. I think it's Eric.
He's the one who shows up at every session and goes, nerds.
Exactly. I think Hank was probably destined
Hank
to
listens
be
to heavy metal.
Oh, he does, but I think he's destined to be like a Navy SEAL. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
not-
absolutely.
he's not a football player, but he's not a nerd. You know, he's somewhere in between the two.
Well, and he's not on the bad side of the fence either, right? So he's not like
I totally
selling weed to the hippies in the forest.
No, that's not his thing. I agree. Right. Yeah, I think Hank is.
But he's totally got like a unicorn on the van that his dad bought him for his 16th birthday.
I don't think Hank does. I think Hank is actually like ROTC maybe, or
no, it's the hair, dude.
Or what's the other word? No, maybe he's Eagle Scout.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, sure. He may even be ROTC actually, but he's not at the point where he's actually
he's
gone
not the
all in.
He's
just signed up.
He's not the asshole. He's just signed up. Right. No, because he has that like I'm here to take care of my family. I'm here to take care of my crew.
If I remember, Ranger Dude is actually QB Cavaliers.
I hate so much that Ranger means person with a ranged weapon because it's not right. It's not right.
Well, in Hank's case, I mean, it was a mighty bow.
No, I know it was a mighty bow. I agree, but like, it's just piling on. It's just piling on. Is all
I know it's inspired.
And you know what? I pile on even in the content I'm writing right now.
I'm okay
when I have to write the Ranger content. I'm piling on. I'm playing with the. Of course, Ranger like to stay away out of main combat.
Your lives, sir.
I know.
That's
not illegal. I'm not violating NDA. It's not a violation of NDA to say that I'm writing Ranger content to be about Ranger.
Can we go back to the actual D&D and stop sidetracking?
Oh, let's do it. We're at the Witchlight Caravan or Carnival. Caravan?
Yeah, I don't know that we can once. I don't think I've registered my homebrew with the company yet.
Oh, shit. Are we going to go into this conversation next? I'm gonna have to.
No, we're gonna get on the fucking mine cars. What we're getting.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to flex my siren.
Let's have a weird trip anyway. Wait, are we gonna take a trip into it because we're already in a trip?
Yep, it's like an Inception thing, you know.
Okay, let's see where we travel to this time, boys. Everybody in the cart.
All right, so
also when the guy. Sorry.
What?
The wizard dude, when we looked in his eye, did we react to when we looked in his eye?
There really wasn't anything to see. So like it was like a clockwork mechanism, right? And so he holds it up to you and it whirs and clicks and the all-seeing eye in the center of this sort of like goldish looking, it's not real gold, obviously, but in the center of this gold metallic object's mechanical eye, it sort of iris is open and there's like a flame in the back so that it casts a little bit of light, but then it closes again and it's all, in good fun.
Spooky. All in good fun.
Okay.
Last
all in good fun.
Jump onto that card. How many tickets do we have and how many tickets is it?
We all have
each of your tickets has 8 little tabs on them. The ride consumes 1 tab. Actually, as soon as you enter the mine car, one of the tabs burns away in the shape of a mine car.
Wow, look at that, you guys. Look at that. That's clever. It's clever what that did there. So flashing my ticket around to my friends.
And the cart begins to trundle around the track as if pushed by invisible creatures.
Sick, you guys. Are we gonna watch are we gonna come to the glory hole? Are there gonna be a lot of like animatronics of people like hacking and hewing on like gold and shit? Come on, we've been here before, right? You remember.
Lights, mirrors, and ghosts.
Right, it's like so much worse. The closer you get to the dragon's mouth, the more you could realize you could hear a sing-song sort of small world style jingle playing.
Right. Yep. Oh, it's a dragon breath after all. Whoosh! It's a dragon.
The rights to that. I wonder.
I don't think that works the same way here in this world, dude. I don't think it works the same way in this world. I think they're just playing. I think this is all it's all illusion, though. I mean, it's all. Come on. This is exactly like it was,
No, jokes aside, though, as you get closer and closer to the dragon's mouth, it becomes less and less a like paper mache prop, like less and less an installation at a theme park or a carnival, and more a realistic dragon's maw. as you approach the last like 5 or so feet, you can see the vertical slits of its eyes widen as they focus on the cart, and the mouth begins to glow with a sort of baleful internal fire, as if a dragon was drawing breath. And it seems set to fire just as you cross the thresholds of its mouth. And you can even see the flames begin to lick their way towards the front of its maw. But all of a sudden, the track immediately drops, and you slide down a very roller coaster like slope at about 30 or 40 miles an hour into darkness.
DR ain't got nothing on this.
Behind and now above you, you can see the bright burst of red flame. You can even kind of feel the heat. The track continues on for a while, and it's dark, it's cold, and it's quiet. You almost swear that you hear dripping water, perhaps dripping off of stalactites in a cavern, but in fact it's so dark that you don't actually see anything. There is a sort of like humid odor, like a almost mildewy smell in the air. In fact,
filters.
Right. For those of you who have been to a Knott's Berry Farm, a Six Flags, or a Disneyland and done one of the water rides, it smells like the dankest turn in one of those rides.
Right.
Oh, so we're on the minecart ride. Okay.
Yep.
Clearly we are, though.
It does not, thankfully, smell like human piss, however. So
Right.
Well, that's good.
Oh, this must be one of those high-end ones. Like the last time I
I wonder how they keep it so clean.
Magic.
They have wild gels running around all the time, just cleaning it all up for us.
Yeah, I mean, it is that kind of world. Okay. So the air kind of, it's not so much that it like dries up. Like it's still got that same sort of like vaguely humid, feel to it, but it gets acrid a little, like maybe somebody was smoking or there was a slight trace of sulfur in the air, but you don't have the associated smell.
Right.
As the air gets more and more unpalatable, however, you begin to realize that you can kind of make out around you a billowy fog. Color in the darkness is almost impossible to discern, but for some reason you feel like you want to say it's like blue or maybe even purple.
A little Lovecraftian, but I get it.
Eventually you realize it is kind of purple, and you can tell this because there's a light maybe 30 feet ahead of you. Really dim, like not much more than a candle. But it's enough that you can see that you are in fact in a thick, sort of like light purple, almost blue, like indigo, I guess is the color, fog.
Creepy.
What do you think is next, guys? Jump scare or drop scare?
Right?
Jory, can you make a perception check for me?
I would love to. Hold up one moment while I, oh wait. Where the fuck is my character sheet? Oh yeah. Give me a sec.
You didn't pick your character. I was wondering about that.
That's better.
Everybody knows my character.
Well, yeah, but you still got to pick it.
Pick it? I don't know what you mean by that.
Pick it. Select your character on the character page.
Are you even logged in, bro?
I'm logged in. Alright, perception.
There we go.
Got my
Now
skills.
there's a Jory of Diddlingtons.
Of course I am.
I'm Jory Diddlington.
I'm Jory Diddlington!
You're
That was
too
the
small.
whole
I can't
goal,
see you,
dude.
sir.
That was the whole goal, is my dungeon master said, play a character you would never fucking play. So I rolled this guy.
Right.
Okay.
Not that you wouldn't, just that you
It's not
haven't.
great. Well, that's true. He said that you haven't in a very long time. I've never
something
played.
you wouldn't normally play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, if it was
I
something,
don't play animal characters. As a start, I don't play animal characters. Just as a start, I just don't. Right? So that was step one. Second, he's a paladin. He's a fucking... I never play fucking paladins.
Yeah.
Hey, Jory.
What's up?
In the darkness, you feel like something sort of brushes against you, and it's cold and slimy.
What? Why is this? What?
And as you stop and like flinch, you realize that it sort of draped itself across your brain.
No! Oh no! You guys! Somebody get it off me! Get it off me! Fucking get it off me! I'm gonna start screaming.
Yeah, and as you realize what probably is going on, you can feel 5 or 6 other tentacles adhere to the back of your skull.
No! How? Why?
I want to roll an attack against Jory Diddlington. I'm gonna punch him in the head.
No, can't I turn? Can't I fucking turn undead or some shit like that?
Does a 7 hit?
A 7 does not hit, I'm afraid.
I swear.
are we
His
even
AC is too high.
hearing him right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
In fact, are any of you gonna?
Can I?
Oh, yeah,
wait,
I
as
believe in
a
the
bonus
darkness.
action, I can dispel one spell or magical effect. Is this a magical effect or a spell?
You can try it. What's that ability that you've got there?
It's called willful ignorance. You might know it.
Yes. Are you going to attempt to use your willful
Yeah,
ignorance?
yes, I am. I'm going to say, no,
all right.
This is not happening. This is not happening.
All right. It immediately stops.
Nice. All right, good. I will step away from the place wherein that happened. I will take like 4 or 5 steps, like rapidly.
There are no
away
steps.
from
You're
where
on
I
a
was.
cart.
There's nowhere to move. You're on a minecart.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
You can swap seats. Actually, there are 4 empty seats.
I'll
so.
shove one of you out of the fucking way. Yeah, I will. I will get to another corner of the minecart and be like, ah, no, you fucking don't. No, you fucking don't. And if you all ask me what's going on, I will relate my experience.
Also, please make note that you have used your disbelief this long rest.
I only get it once per long rest, right? Yeah.
That's
It has progressed to the point you can sometimes access it directly without taking your typical in-game actions. Once per long rest. Okay, yeah. All right. You have to remember I've done it for this. We have to wait for my. I'll remember, and you guys will remember also. I cannot willful ignorance. I cannot use my hero ability until we long rest.
Your cheat ability, yeah.
Cheat.
No, I mean that's the isekai trope, right?
Not cheat so much as maybe I.
No. I mean literally in isekai they are called cheat abilities.
Yes, it is. All right, I'm a beater. What?
That actually sounds kind of cool, man.
Oh, did you not read that? Like, you were there when I got this ability. I'm pretty sure I talked about it.
Right. No, I do. What I'm talking about is the tentacle things. That sounds kind of cool.
No, it's terrible, and I don't want it to happen again.
Well, you trundle on through the fog. Eventually, you come basically apace with the light that you had seen. And if you look over at the light, you can see that it's just a little fairy lamp sitting on a stool.
It's a lot of atmosphere, but
Burn it.
I wonder what happens next.
Burn it with fire.
Yeah, as you trundle out of the light's range, it gets dark, but the fog clears again and the acrid scent sort of goes away. And you are left again in darkness for a little while.
We are not on the Witchlight Carnival map, are we?
You are in the middle of the ride. There isn't a map for it.
Oh, that's
you
right.
are, in fact, at the Witchlight Carnival, however.
I understand now. That's right. We're on the
You're on
minecart,
the
right?
mystery mine. Yeah, exactly.
I looked at the map and I was like, you know what? The only map I have here is like the one that I get at Six Flags. And if I'm on the ride, it doesn't show anything. This does not help anything.
While we're going through the ride, I pray to the goddess for guidance.
You're fucked, dude.
Yeah,
Tell you hold on tight.
You don't seem to get anything.
Okay. No, I've been trying multiple times to. We're in a world. We're in a place between places, so I thought maybe it was thin enough to go through the veil.
Hold on tight, brother. That's what
that.
she says.
No, actually, I'm not getting jack and shit. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. So the mine cart continues its ride. For a moment, actually probably for a good 45 seconds, the minecart begins to ratchet uphill almost exactly like a roller coaster, complete with the ratcheting chain sound, the click, 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 click as it climbs.
Guys, get ready for a drop.
Yep, I'm already holding on. I'm like, yeah, duh, dude. I like roller coasters.
So you get the sound of gears turning and chains jingling. In fact, that sound of chains gets louder and louder as you climb, and you begin to realize it's not even necessarily coming from the track so much as from around you, as if there are chains hanging vertically that are clanging in time with the movements of the minecart and the track.
Yeah, look at that. What's up with that?
This one's going to be one of those ones where it fully disconnects from the track for a moment, but because it's magic, we're safe. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, watch it be a hard stop. We'll stop for a second, and we'll free fall. You like that one thing at Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, totally. That's cool. Though, as you're climbing this hill, though, you get probably 2/3 of the way up the incline. And suddenly,
I'm gonna pull fucking YOLO back down into his seat real quick. Is he sitting next to me? Are we 2 and 2? Is he sitting? Because if he's sitting next to me, I'm just gonna reach over and just be like, wonk, and just pull him right back down so he's sitting on his butt.
Right, in case
if I'm not, then I can't. No, in case it's fucking Big Thunder, because Big Thunder literally brained some dude and killed him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That fucking happened. Yeah,
for the one with the fucking possums on it. The little exactly. Yeah, don't stand up on Big Thunder, dude. You will literally fucking die.
Anyway, about 2/3 up this incline, there's a bright
Big Thunder's gone. Don't worry. They tore it out
from the other side of the hill.
Oh shit!
It's the track ahead of you in silhouette.
What?
And in silhouette, you can actually see that there's a mine car ahead of you, maybe 50 feet. Would have been just out of sight when you were at the candle, for example. You hear screams as the minecart hits the apex of the hill. I mean, it's a roller coaster, so I guess you'd expect that. But a strange thing happens. The screams cut off almost immediately, and you watch as the minecart sort of turns to dust.
What?
And then the green light goes away, as if somebody slid a blind in front of it, top to bottom, closed a compartment or something similar.
Right, spooky. What the fuck we do, kids? What we do?
You stay on the cart. That's a really cool effect.
Yeah, you realize you probably have 15 seconds, call it 3 turns generously, before you get to the top of the hill.
Is it gonna eat us, you guys?
No, it's a really cool magic and special effect.
Should I cast a spell? Should I do a thing?
Should you attack the darkness?
Should I attack the darkness?
Don't break the ride. When you break the ride, that's when it gets unsafe.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on, you guys.
Just chill.
He actually didn't say anything about keeping arms and legs in the cart, did he?
No, he didn't say anything at all. He told you to look into his mechanical god eye and then shoved you in a cart and sent you off.
Look into my mechanical god eye.
Yeah, well, he called it an all-seeing eye, but yeah. Okay. Well, if you're not going to do anything, the minecart trundles to the top of the hill.
And
in the last seconds of reaching the apex, that baleful green light casts itself again.
No. Green light.
Just
no.
as you crest the hill, but before you actually penetrate the cone of the green light, you do have a chance to go look at its source if you want to.
Yeah, I'll look at.
I would like to.
I will look at the source. Always. Look at all of us doing the wrong thing.
I was going to say, none of you guys would pass the Indiana Jones test.
Right? Don't look, Indy. Don't look. Now, fuck it. What's casting the spell?
You know what? Ashes, ashes, dust to dust.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Phalian, I guess we'll start with you since you seemed calmest of the bunch. Do you want to make a perception check or an insight check? Either of those will work.
Sure.
I'm super laid back. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice. Okay. You take a quick look. In fact, quicker than you intended to, because upon your first glimpse, it's very obvious that the source of the green light is an eye socket set into what looks to be like a very large skull.
Crap.
Suspended around the skull are, you would guess, 7 glowing green orbs that may or may not be phantasmal eyes.
It's terrible.
Yep, without question, what you were looking at is a death tyrant.
Bad.
No,
what you're looking
God.
at is bad. This is bad. It's a bad thing. A death timer? Did you call it a death timer?
Death
Death tyrant.
Tyrant. A death tyrant. Wait! Death tyrant? That's a kind of beholder! Hey,
Yep.
fuck all this! Hey, fuck all this! Bad! This is bad!
Well,
My
we were
friends,
already
this is bad.
spotted.
Yeah, before you can really do anything, the minecart begins its plunge. You feel more than see the light as it touches you. Why don't we have each of you make for me a wisdom saving throw?
Did I say it was bad? I think I said it was bad. Wisdom. Whiz.
I failed.
Here go the
mine wasn't
whiz.
so great.
Aw, shit, bitches. Jory's pretty fucking wise. Jory's
Okay.
like, motherfucker. Did I not
Jory?
say this was a bad idea?
Jory, you failed. He said saving throw, not wisdom roll.
I did a wisdom check.
Yeah, but
Wisdom
you got to do a save.
Oh, where's my save? Hold up. How do I do? Oh, wait. Hold up. I'll do a save. Hold up. Let's do it again. It's too bad it wasn't a 17 there. Oh, no. No, I guess I failed now.
Oh.
Now I fail. I failed.
Yep.
Never mind. Take all that back. If
What?
only I didn't throw that 17
Phalian
on the
and
fucking save,
Jordan.
right? Yeah.
You know what? We can take your original roll because if you had done that as a wisdom save, it actually would have been a 19 because the check
I grabbed
didn't
it
have
from
your bonus.
I grabbed it from abilities instead of from saves because I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I'm bad at my UI.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll take it as a pass because again, if you just added 2 to that original roll, it would have been a 19, so it would have actually been better. So
That's dope. Thanks. I love that. That's
so yeah, in that case, Watts and Phalian, you know what? For narrative purposes, we're going to say that you two are in the front, first to get hit by the light. It burns and scours, and as you look down at it, you see yourself fading away.
what? Like the nothing.
Yeah, or like if you're
You're Michael J. Fox.
Oh, it's the pain boss
If you-
from the second Dune series.
Yeah,
Michael
there you
J.
go.
Fox,
That's
dude.
yeah, perfect. I was gonna say it's the Marvel snap. If you need a modern reference, right?
Well, the snap just makes you not there at all. If you want to be there little by little by little, that's
No, do you never watch the Marvel movies? I take it.
I didn't see the one where
Yeah,
what's his face deletes everybody with his snap.
They
with the
turned to
gauntlet,
dust
the Infinity
slowly.
Gauntlet. Oh, I thought it was all at once.
No.
Nope. It's a slow process so that each of them gets a chance for a dramatic exit.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
I don't feel so good Captain
Exactly.
America.
I would pop a good berry. That's my reaction.
Papa Goodberry?
Okay.
Isn't that like a band from the 90s?
Yeah, Papa Goodberry. No, they're actually from the 70s. They're pretty good though, groovy.
Late
It's
60s,
very
early
groovy.
70s.
Very
Bro, like,
groovy.
anyways.
Yeah. So you reach for a good berry, and as you bring it to your mouth, your arm fades away into dust, and the berry falls to the bottom of the mine.
What? What?
Everything goes black. For Jory and YOLO,
Right.
the minecart, begins to trundle down the slope, picking up speed in typical roller coaster fashion. You see Watts and Phalion in front of you. They throw their hands up. It looks like Watts was maybe trying to eat something, but for some reason he drops it. You go past the green light, which you can tell just by looking at it is obviously just a hooded lantern with a green flame.
Right.
And you finish your way down the track as it turns into a banking turn and comes around a corner, and you are once again plunged into darkness. Watts and Phalion, after a few moments of darkness, you begin to realize that you're still in the minecart, and everything seems fine.
Yeah, like, do I need
That's
to reach
illusion.
over and
That
shit
was
and
really
shake?
nice one. Yeah.
Do I need to reach over and be like, hey, are you still here with me? Or like, did I notice that they slipped away? Or no?
Get my good berry and munch my good berry because, well, I'm hungry. I'm a fat kid over here.
Right, bro. Whoa. Are you here? Do you see were you there? Like, did you see what happened? Like,
Something
Smack.
happened. That was pretty
No?
cool.
Yeah, scary things happen. It's a roller coaster. Like, instead of like the classic jump scare of like something popping out and going wooga wooga wooga, it's like, yeah, now you're dead.
not exactly how it went, but okay. If that's how you felt about it.
Well, I mean, you caught the disintegration ray from a beholder zombie. It happens.
I mean, yeah. Also, you guys, do you realize there's a beholder zombie up in here? Like, I mean, I know you.
Well,
do.
actually, you could tell once you went by it that it wasn't actually a beholder zombie. It was just a lantern.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I figured it wasn't actually.
Oh, that's right. It was just an illusion. Right.
Yes,
Right.
I understand. This is a theme park ride. It is just a very well constructed one.
Right.
Yeah, this is like the premier. Like,
Honestly, I don't even
Yeah.
think the people in that cart in front of us existed. That might have just been another illusion just to make us think we were going to get disintegrated.
We're just gonna
Right.
get all weird.
You haven't heard anything since. You never heard anything before. So,
Right. ...
Yeah,
Then do we roll around and get out?
Oh no, it seems
Could
like
you-
it's still going.
Yeah, the ride's not finished yet.
All right.
In fact, as your burst of speed from coming down the hill and throwing yourself into a couple of banked curves begins to sort of like lag off, you once again see a sort of light ahead. It sort of shimmers and scintillates, almost as if you're looking at the sun from underwater. Like the
Caustic
the
filter.
air. Right, the air in
Creepy.
front of you has like a caustic filter going on. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so the cart kind of dips down one little hill as if it's going to pick up some more speed. But all of a sudden, you're like lurched forward. If you had seatbelts, you would have been stopped by them, and in fact, you are stopped, but you don't see any visible seatbelts. But like the cart comes almost to an instant stop, moving very, very slowly. There's a sound of burbling, and as you
Burbling.
look at the front of the cart, it's like it's going through the surface of viscous liquid.
Well, that's exciting. Burbling is exciting.
Yeah, you probably have 15 seconds before you are yourself introduced to the surface of that liquid.
Oh, people
It
are
smells,
coming out clean.
It smells kind of like pool acid.
Oh, we need to get the fuck out of there. That's a fucking
Right. Can I hop up onto the like rim of the thing, and how far is it? Like, is there a map I can look at where I can see where I should jump to from where I am?
There's nothing but darkness around you, except for what you can see ahead of you.
What can I see ahead of me?
We're like underwater, aren't we?
No.
It looks like you're about to be plunged underwater.
Right.
But the water, but you're moving mostly horizontally. So like, it's as if, you know, there was a tank of water in front of you that somehow the surface was vertical instead of horizontal.
I want to grab
basically.
like a string or like a cord or something and dangle it to see kind of where down is right now.
You have to hop up into that thing.
Down is mostly down, but a little bit like maybe 15 degrees forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
You know
I
what?
figured.
I'm going to create 10 gallons of water in the bucket.
How many of us are in this fucking cart?
4. It seats 8 though, so you have a little bit of room.
All right. Like, should I just squat down and wait? You guys, should I just squat down and wait? Like, I don't know. No.
I got 10 gallons of water, bro. We're good. Just relax.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yola, do you really want to hop out of the cart?
Well, I want to stay on the edge like you was talking about.
Oh, so you like want to hop up onto the lip of the cart?
Yeah, lip and hang and like hang out. I don't know,
okay.
man. I feel like this is a bad fucking scene, man.
Yeah, I guess either acrobatics or strength would be what I would want for that, sir.
All right. Roll your shit, Miguel. But I feel like if I become inundated, I will try to go to the highest part of the place until I am.
Yeah, I assume that's what you want to hang off the back of, right, Yola?
I kind of just say, yeah. I wanna
Feels
just
like
sit-
so bad. It's a
like
bad
it's a
idea. It
bucket.
seems like a bad idea, but I don't know what's going on.
You situate yourself just fine.
But we're at the Witchlight. Come on, man. We're at the Witchlight Carnival. This is all a game. You should just...
It's biggest, it's gelatinous cube.
Right? You should just...
Yeah, isn't it awesome? This is going to be a great effect.
Yeah,
I feel
so
fantastic. That's why I wiped
Are they
myself down
evil
first.
or are they not evil? Like,
I
they're
don't
not
know.
evil, right?
Prepare to be dissolved into jelly by an illusion and then come out the other side. It's going to be cool.
Right?
Chill.
It's not, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna settle back in and let that happen.
All right. Yeah. Good point.
okay.
It's a game,
Yeah,
guys.
your first sign that you've sort of like clued on to the nature of what you're experiencing is when you begin to realize that the that sort of like pool acid smell also has an associated sizzle noise very quietly that accompanies it.
Built in.
And as you see the lip of the minecart in front of you get closer and closer to the surface, you realize that you can see the metal that has already touched the surface corroding away beneath it. And there's like a light line of white foamy bubbles around the edge of the minecart.
Wicked.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
the slurping sound continues as the minecart inexorably is ingested by what you realize now is indeed a massive gelatinous cube. As it reaches your skin, it begins to burn, first sort of almost feeling like an itch that gets hotter and hotter and hotter until it becomes an absolute obvious, like, legitimate pain, and you can see your skin sloughing off in the acidic, what is that, mucus of the gelatinous cube? What do you call plasma? It's a plasma.
Sure, plasma, yeah. Motherfucker! Light it on fire! Light it on fire!
Yeah, and
It's like
30
Dick
or
from Who Framed Roger
45.
Rabbit.
Right. That's great.
Or take this guy home. This is amazing.
But yeah, over the course of about 35, 50 seconds of inexorable slurping forward, you agonizingly are reduced to nothing.
At least it's not a long digestion.
Could I have all of you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Booyah.
Now
Look
I
at
know where
that.
it comes from. It comes from
Fucking
here. All right.
Johnny 5
Saving
here.
throws. Like that. Oh, look at that. How about that?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, shit. It
I
was
didn't see
17.
anything either. So
Here we go. I'll do it again. How about that?
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, the moment of what would be final death arrives. Everything seems to go whitish green for a moment, and then almost like a movie fade, it all comes back down to, a kind of complete dim darkness with really no visible light, but the few like glints that you make out of your own magical equipment.
Great. Fish.
And the minecart trundles on.
My God, you guys. Oh, my God, you guys.
Pretty,
Ah!
pretty wild stuff, right?
Right, I guess.
Ain't nothing you smoked or ate or otherwise took back on Earth that got you something like that.
I mean, you say that, but I took some pretty good acid.
Also,
yeah, but that was literal acid.
I regret not using gelatinous ooze and those kind of creatures in a redshift using a polymorph, because that could be a real fun trap we could use.
It's a whole other different game, dude. That's a whole other different game. I
Yeah,
saw
well,
over and over again.
we can't do that
Remember-
one anymore.
Remember, this
Also-
world is us.
Gelatinous
This
cube
world
for a
is us.
pet. Can I have
Remember.
that as a pet? I really want that as a pet.
It's funny.
also, I don't know, man. I want some machine elves.
True.
You're not wrong.
Oh, hey, I
No, I
wonder
want a
when I learn
gelatinous cube.
polymorph if I could turn you into that quadruped rabbit eye beast thing that you hated so much.
Ooh.
Ooh, shit, right? Quadruped rabbit.
All right. So
It's almost like an insult.
you guys kind of get the feeling that the ride is over. We're pretty close to over. The cart's moving kind of smoothly. It's pretty dark. You don't see any lights up ahead. You start to feel kind of like comfortable. Like, you're expecting the Monsanto display to show up next. You know what I mean?
Not every single one of us needs to.
Oh, the Monsanto display. Deep cut, deep cut.
And just as you begin to get comfortable, it occurs to YOLO first, but you all begin to slowly realize that not everybody's had a gimmick yet. That there's one missing.
Yep. Whose might
What?
it be?
Happening.
And yeah, you begin to wonder why it hasn't kicked in yet. As the cart just smoothly rides forward.
Right? Then what?
It's
actually
still trying to choose which one of three people it wants to pick from.
No, man. Gelatinous cube was one of my fears.
Ah. Uh-oh. I think the
Hey.
giant marshmallow dude from the Stay Puff is coming.
No, I mean, no, not one of us is Ray. None of us is Ray. We didn't do that.
I couldn't think of anything.
No, it's not even. I couldn't think of anything. He thought of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because it was comfortable.
Because he couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was the nicest thing you could possibly think of, and if you can't think of anything, like think of
This
something
is
nice.
oblivion. This is terrible and depressing.
Yeah, there's you guys begin to
What did
pay
you
more
do, Ray?
close attention to your surrounding environment. For just a second, Watts, you swear that you hear the flutter of wings.
No, Watts. What did you do?
I don't remember.
You don't even.
Yeah.
Remember. Oh no, that's even worse.
After a few seconds, YOLO, you begin to smell what smells like rotted meat.
Oh no.
Sweet.
Whole world's coming. No, kind of. I mean, sweet, I guess.
In a sort of sickly way.
Right. Yeah, gross, but, Yo, whole world's coming to an end, my friends. Is it zombies? I hope it's not zombies.
No.
What? A single black feather falls into your lap from seemingly
no.
out of nowhere.
It's not even zombies, it's evil crows.
Does it look like a crow or raven's feather?
It's long and greasy. Well, it's long. It's like a foot long. But it's like a greasy black, and it does not look
Big
healthy at all.
Nice.
That's a carrion bird.
All of the Corvid AR.
As you glide along in the darkness, there is a loud sort of like thump from just behind and to the left of the cart, followed by what sounds to your ears like hoofs. Hoofs? Why did I say hoofs? Hooves.
Hooves. Creepy as fuck. Meanwhile, I was gonna be like, as you fly through the darkness, and I just lost it. I lost it completely because you were talking about hooves and shit. And
evil undead unicorns?
Right? What's going on with the hooves?
Yeah, you peer out into the darkness, and you don't see anything offhand. Can I actually have a perception check from all of you?
All of us. Uh-oh.
Lucifer? Is it Lucifer?
I wish I had thought of that.
I perceive nothing.
And I'm like, dude, it's totally Lucifer.
Perceive everything. I see it all. I see what happens. What happened?
Yep. I assume that Phalion and Jory must be, for one moment, looking in the same direction.
Probably.
And, it's inexplicable where the light comes from, but seemingly stepping out of shadow into incredibly dim light, you see a long, probably 2.5 feet long and maybe a foot wide skull that looks almost like a bovine skull, except where its front teeth would be is a crow's beak.
Holy crap! That's terrible.
It pops back into the darkness almost as soon as you see it.
What? Did you see that, dude? Did you see that, dude?
What kind of fucked up
Are you near me?
Are you near me? Shit?
Are you close enough to me that I can use a no action? Just be like, whoa! Did you see that, dude?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, talk is cheap.
No, I mean, are you close enough to me, like where we are speaking? Like,
yes.
Yeah, the minecart's not that big. It seats 8 people total.
Oh, we're all in the same minecart still. All right, yeah. At that point, I will look literally at fucking Neuro's character and be like, "What? Did you see that?"
That was interesting. Some sort of Pokemon character.
Well,
as you two are saying this, there is a screech and a howl from ahead of you, and landing heavily on the track in front of you is really just a grotesque monster. It looks kind of like a zombie harpy, except it has cloven feet.
Meow, 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 meow. All right.
And it stands in front of the cart for you, but it looks something like that. I don't have an insert for you, but if you check the chat, you can kind of get an image of it. And wings spread wide, it puts its taloned, rotted flesh hands forward, and the whole cart lurches forward. And can I get a Constitution saving throw from each of you?
But
kind of looks like Krampus got some wings.
con save. That's my con save.
Okay, so you're all sort of like sent sprawling in the cart.
Right. Jacked around.
Jory, Jory, you pull a crash test dummy and go sailing kind of straight at this creature.
Bitch.
Who screeches, and as he does, a foul yellowish green cloud blows from his mouth, and you just catch the full brunt of it.
Bitch.
And it's the most grave, rottiest, like you retch immediately.
Yep. Oh, rabbit puke I'm a rabbit. Rabbit puke. Little pellets.
Yeah. And as you sort of like fall to the ground, it
I'm gonna turn him.
takes off again into the sky.
Oh, too bad. If he comes close, I'm gonna turn him. I'm gonna use turn because I'm a fucking paladin these days.
Everything is cloaked in darkness once more, and you realize that you're actually sitting exactly where you were a second ago.
Do I have anything to do?
Up ahead of you appears to be the mouth of a cave with streaming sunlight coming in, and you can even hear
Did he still
fanciful
puke?
festival music. Oh yeah, he puked.
Okay.
I totally puked. No, I totally puked. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the map though?
It's the carnival map. Again, you just been on a ride.
No, I closed the carnival map because I'm dumb.
Shame on you.
Big shame on me. Oh, there it is. Whoop, 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 whoop.
This map brought to you by Fantasy Ground.
Oh,
Not a sponsor.
No.
No sponsor, but we like them.
No,
We
they're
do.
pretty fun. We do.
Yeah, and so you get closer and closer to light, and you realize that it is in fact the exit of the ride.
Yay!
Trundles out and comes to a stop at the platform where you are ushered out, and another group takes your place. You hear them complain loudly about the puke in the back corner of the cart.
Polly, I've been traumatized.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I
They don't make any comment about the 10 gallons of water that's in the bottom, sir?
Nope.
Wow, I'm kind of impressed.
I don't think they've noticed yet.
It was like that when we got it.
Dude,
I like that.
the puke is a fucking prop. It's a look, our ride
Right, it's
is
fake.
scary,
Right.
Our ride is so scary people throw up.
I didn't know that they
Get on
could
our
make
ride.
the illusion of Luke
So
Damon.
spooky.
That was cool.
So
'Cause that was
spooky.
Luke Damon,
Join
wasn't it?
our ride, yeah.
At the end there, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
On the way away, just before we hit the 30-foot mark, I'm going to make the puke start to smell like a skunk.
You're the worst.
All right.
It already stinks, man. It's
All
already
right,
bad.
as you do, you hear from the mind cart track. Oh God, what the hell is
What?
that?
No, exactly. That's terrible. Why would you do that?
Well, if they're going to make you puke.
Polly, good show, wizard.
Yeah, fun stuff. Good old Druidcraft. Druidcraft. It's prestidigitation, but for Druid.
Let us toss rings onto
I would
stands.
pull out from my bag inventory. The clover honey apple bread.
Clover apple. What was
Clover-
that?
Clover honey apple
Clover
bread.
honey apple bread.
Clover Honey Apple Bread is the name of my folk band.
It's actually
I was
clover.
gonna say, that's a My Little Pony, right?
Clover apple.
Oh, that's
honey
exactly
bread,
it.
but
That's what I named my folk band after. Was the My Little Pony?
I bust that out and rip it in half and give half to Jory. It's like, you need this.
Do you have?
Get the taste out of your mouth.
You're gonna eat half a pony? I'll eat it. Let's eat it.
Half a bread.
Not a pony. It's a bread.
It's a bread pony.
It's a pastry. It's super yummy.
It's
even
probably more honey than bread, honestly, but it's maybe
That's what she
50-50.
Are you more
Yeah,
honey than
exactly.
bread? I am in fact. Love you, mean
Like,
it.
I'm not
But I'm
sure
more
if
honey
you
than
if you
bread.
compare them by weight or by volume. Like, by weight, it's definitely more honey than bread. Things.
totally.
what's over here, sir?
YOLO. I'll get right back to you. I'm gonna handle YOLO first, though.
Okay.
YOLO, the ring toss booth is pretty straightforward. You see a sextet. You see six.
You said sex.
You see six what looks like unicorn rabbit stuffed creatures sort of standing in 2 rows of 3. And as you're looking at them, trying to figure out, who runs the ride and the like, the front middle of these rabbit unicorns is blue, a different color from the rest. And it looks at you and cocks its head and it says, "So you think you got what it's take to land 6 rings on 6 unicorns?"
It's amazing.
Unicorns? You look more like jackalopes.
Oh,
Do you see any antlers here, sir? And he sniffs, it lifts his head up in a sniffing motion so you can see his horn.
I guess a horn and an antler are pedantically 2 different things.
They're completely different.
worse.
If we had picked a rhino and a deer person, there would be words right now. We didn't, but we could have.
Say rhino. I mean,
It's all keratin.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that.
Yes.
And at least it's not a narwhal inverted ingrown tooth that goes upward through their skull.
No
Wacky.
shit.
So wacky.
you're a narwhal, in fact.
All right. So, I know I got what it takes.
Dude.
He says, "Well, actually, all it really takes is 5 copper."
Okay.
And he motions to a mug that's sitting in front of him with a few copper coins in it.
That's the best.
Temporarily dumb. That would be 56 from 61. All right. Let me have it. And I drop the 5 copper.
All right. As you do, out of thin air, 6 small brass rings appear in front of you. Not quite big enough to fit around your wrist, but just about.
What? What's this?
All right. And are these other rabbits here also alive?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to do him a dirty, and I'm gonna snake eyes it. I'm gonna try to toss a ring onto his horn.
What are you doing?
The blue rabbit.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Would you do me a favor and make a dexterity check?
See what you're doing.
Okay. So he sees what you're doing, and he does this half turn sort of neck wiggle thing to try to get his horn out of the way, but ultimately can't pull it off. And you manage to land 1 ring.
Neck Wiggle is the name of the punk rock band I was thinking about making happen.
All right, and then I go to actually play the game with the other white rabbits after I've had my fun.
All right. Well, I will want 5 throws from you then.
Oh shit.
We can do these as dex checks, I guess. That's the most easy way to do them, unless you want to apply a particular skill? Question mark?
I mean, I got a +5 on my dex.
Right on. Well, in that case, just give me 5 dex. $12 or better.
All of those are +5. That's a terrible way to do that. I didn't realize that would work. So
Yeah, let's.
all of those.
Yep. So that's an 18, a 15. Yeah. So that's all 6. You land your last one, and he does the like classic JRPG cute critter thing where he does a jump up and somersault in place in front of you, and he says, "Hooray! Hooray! You've done it! You've done it!"
You beat me.
And he turns to one of the white unicorn stuffed rabbits, and he sort of like swipes it with its horn so that it falls out of the booth right next to you. And he says, "Enjoy your prize. Be good to it."
Oh, I will. Watts, I have a friend for your friend.
Oh, you do?
I think your cupcake man would love this as a mount.
Good friend. We have good friend.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, it is an inanimate stuffed animal. So
We're all inanimate stuffed animals, yes. Mm.
is it really though? Wink, wink. I got to take care of it.
It's 10 copper is 1 silver, right?
correct.
I'm gonna
And
throw
copper
down
is good. So,
one silver
very good.
piece and say, I'll give it a couple throws.
You turn to the booth to do so, and you realize that the booth is empty and marked closed.
What?
Oh, well then. You know what, guys? Give me a second. I'm gonna do something. You guys want to join me over at the throw a ball through the hole, the ring one? Wasn't able to win that earlier, but I'm looking to spend. Actually, YOLO, you would probably be able to do the staring contest with that Cyclops pretty well.
Think?
So while you're doing that, I think I'm gonna go. It was this one? Was the ring toss? Or no, it was
Further down.
that one?
Yeah, the one that's like right northeast of you next to the light pole.
Gotcha. So then, if it's still open, then once again, I would be putting down the 1 silver. It was 5 to play, 5 copper to play this one, right?
Yep.
All right. Like, okay, well, someone won some other game, so now I kind of want to win this one.
Sure.
Yeah, the goblin behind the booth sort of smiles and says, "Isn't it great when people win? I love it when people win. Let's give this a shot."
Yeah. Hey,
I like that from where I am.
just out of curiosity, all the things are magical here, sure, but what sort of magic do you have on this ring here? Just enough to keep it clean, or what sort of stuff? Just out of curiosity.
"Oh, this ring?" And he points to the ring that's suspended with ropes. He says, "There's nothing magical about this ring at all.
Oh,
I have to polish it by hand."
huh. How about the rest of it? The little spinny hinges and the rope and all of that.
Oh, shit.
He says, "That would be telling." And he touches the side of his nose.
You see.
Cheesemonger.
Well,
We just got to keep it safe somehow.
For sure.
I
One moment.
suppose part of your ability to just throw it right through the hoop is knowing a little bit more about that. But I got pretty close last time, so let's see how I can do with a couple more rounds here.
All right, he says he takes the silver and he produces a small metal bucket, and he says, "There you go. Inside the bucket, you realize are 10 small balls."
All right, and these were all dex checks.
Yeah. Open to you using other skills if you would like, however. Just explain to me what you intend to do.
Dex.
This goblin keeps them in a bucket for day.
That must be uncomfortable. I hear distended balls are very painful.
But they have to be descended so you can inherit them.
The trick is torsion, right? You can't get them twisted.
Right.
Oh. So if it's open for using other skills, how would I use my history skill in order to win?
Well, that's the trick. You'd have to tell me.
Understand.
What boost do I have where I'm at?
Oh, those right. Well, okay. So the one that you're standing in front of right now is not open. However, there is that big tent sort of next to it with the two little, curly cues coming off the top.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The one that's close. Can I kind of tell what was going to be there, or not so much?
Oh, it looks like it's probably some kind of food concession would be your guess, just based on the layout of the counter, because it looks like there's a place to take orders and a place to pick them up.
I'm gonna use my attack skill and kind of throw them like darts, which I'm proficient in.
Okay, well then why don't we do that as a dart attack?
Okie dokie.
1 second. Watts? Yeah, if you poke your head into that tent, inside you find two small, classic sort of anime kawaii cute, goblin girls. And they appear to be selling various, pieces of clothing that all have you would call them branding, but they don't have a logo or anything, but they're all obviously Witchlight themed fabric cuts and patterns. But they sell shirts and skirts and hose. But it's all clothes.
Clothes and hose.
Clothes and hose. Yeah, that's actually the name of an entirely different store. They sell different clothing.
That was the same.
I am going to peruse these wares. I'm curious about finding things.
I don't know how to do this. All right, like this. Oh my god!
I might want to check that out later. I need to maybe find a better smoking jacket.
Well, I did crit with one of them.
One that wasn't buried with a dead, bunch of
Right.
What? What's about dead people? What?
Right. Some new threads. Yeah, that or maybe at least to this season. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Valian. The goblin sort of laughs and capers around and says, "See, I knew you'd get the hang of it. Look at that. 3 goes."
Creepy.
And he does a little cartwheel laterally across the interior space of the booth. And when he gets to the other side, he reaches just out of your view and comes back with his hand holding what looks to your eye like a slingshot of the kind that you would use to fire ball bearings. It's got an almost pistol grip, 2 metal arms, and what looks like you would guess sort of
a wrist
some
rocket.
sort of tendon or something as its stretchy bits. But yeah, it looks like a modern wrist rocket, except rendered in wood, metal, and sinew.
Terrible thing.
Nice.
And he says, "Yep, keep hitting the mark."
All right. It would be the probably the same set of rolls that I would have done, because it'd just be switching to sling or crossbow or something, right?
Yeah. This would spec, in terms of attack, this would spec as a sling attack if you were to use the wrist rocket.
Okay, then yeah, it would be +4 just the same. So I don't know if the 22s got through or not.
Oh no, they did. Yep,
Right.
the 24 and the 222s all landed.
Phelan's like, here's what actually happened.
It's funny. Did it roll on the crit table for you? Like, was that automatic?
Yeah, that eventually just appeared.
That's great.
I didn't prompt
Great.
it in any
That's
way.
actually super sick.
Yeah, that's funny. I forgot that I had the crit table turned on. That's great.
Fucking stupid yawns going on again.
Yeah. So you turn around to look for the rest of the group. You see that Jory's standing right next to you.
Wait, what's up? I just watched his get hit in the fucking head.
Nah, he was throwing balls through a hoop.
Throwing
Okay.
and shooting.
Okay.
Or are you saying those were all of the rolls that I got, and now he's handing me the slingshot?
That is correct.
Okay.
Your slingshot is the prize, sir.
Oh, I see. Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. Well, do I see any like marker branding or like any sort of stuff like that on it?
Yeah, in the pistol grip's wood, burned into it is a sort of like it's really just the letters W and L, but they're sort of arranged in a way that makes them look kind of like a winged helmet with a horn in the middle, you know, but it's really just a W and L. Yep.
It doesn't say Pelosi.
No.
All right.
No.
It'd be a hammer, I think.
Like slingshot wrist rock. All right. Fantastic. Well, I will figure out the
Yeah, I'll get you a stat block for that later. Yep.
Cool. All right. Hey guys.
Hey,
This game was actually pretty fun. If you can get things through the ring, or did it
You
just close
turn
when that happened?
to point at the booth and discover that it is in fact closed and boarded up.
I see.
No.
One winner per day, perhaps, for all of these games.
Hmm,
So how's YOLO doing over there with his stare down?
right.
Oh yeah. YOLO. So you approach the crystal ball Cyclops, and in fact find that in a crystal ball is the head of a Cyclops.
What? In the crystal ball.
I got a bit. I got a bit here. I'm gonna exaggeratedly like slap my face a bit, and then before I turn, I'm gonna go all kind of like stiff, like lurch. I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna be like, "What's the game?"
All right. You turn and you ask the crystal ball Cyclops, "What's the game?" And he says, "Well, that's the game, isn't it? 5 copper."
I assumed as much. And I drop 5 copper into the onto the table. Actually, I'm not looking anywhere else. I'm just looking at him.
Right. All right. As soon as you slap 5 copper onto the table, he says, "Begin." And all of the sudden, behind him, in the booth, are all kinds of dancing lights, like fireflies, strobe lights. There's gusts of wind, silhouettes moving in the background. Basically, it's as distracting as it can be without like causing you to actually throw up.
So it's not the Porygon episode.
Right.
Buddy, I'm a little beyond a villager. You're gonna have to use non-Euclidean geometry to get me to blink.
He sort of like guffaws, like sort of like snort guffaws, like as you say that, and he says, "Oh, you think this is all I got?" And like as he says that, all of a sudden, there is a blast of like completely frigid air from the back of the booth towards you, probably like a 15-mile-an-hour gust. So like not like knock you over, but certainly enough that most people would like try to blink the dust out of their eyes, you know.
What? Nah, man, I can't feel my eyes.
Yep. He kind of stares, you know, unblinkingly. He's been staring at you the whole time, but he kind of like nods a little bit to himself, and he says, tough customer, huh? We'll see about that.
I take off my helmet and I put it down. Just
that counts as you blinking.
I'm not blinking. No.
No, you're fine.
There's some that would say that he blinked.
Right, because you broke eye contact, totally.
Yep.
Yep. He looks at you and he's like, "My God, man, what are you like, dead?"
Is there somewhere in the rules that says I can't be?
He says, "Nah. It's I actually I didn't. You're really. I'm so sorry. And he looks around sort of embarrassedly and blinks his eye, and goes, "I just thought oh, son of a bitch."
I saw that.
Well, you got me, he says.
Well done.
And as soon as he does say that, he says, "I guess the ball's yours." And the head inside the crystal ball disappears.
Ooh, Palantir! I gave you the stuffy watch. The Palantir's mine.
And yeah, you gain a crystal ball. I'll give you stats for that next session too.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my inventory.
That's
3 minutes,
awesome.
DM. 3 minutes, Dungeon Master.
Looks like we're off to the snail races next.
I do
3
want to check out
minutes.
that
Dungeon Master, you got 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, the one over here. Let me check this out.
Gotta get a smoking jacket at least. This one's in tatters.
Happen next. Who knows?
Sorry,
Who can
what
tell?
did you say was in this building?
This tent here, it's
Yeah.
a clothing store.
Okay.
I've been deep diving this place looking for magic.
Yeah. So, actually, can I have an Arcana check from you once?
That's spots, not me.
Correct.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty obvious to you that in one way or another, everything in here is magical. You can't tell if anything has been imbued with a specific enchantment, but you recognize, you know, for example, quality of materials, the nature of stitching, and things like that, that would tell you that every single piece of clothing being sold in the store is in one way or another magical.
Okay. I would go about trying to find ones that are beneficial to me.
You just
Yeah,
tell the
that's
rest of us that was going on. You wouldn't even.
that's
come back and
not
say,
that's not exactly something that you're going to be able to do with your skills. You could, I suppose, cast detect magic to learn the sort of nature of the magic there. But
I'm
with
not sure
just
the
an
girls are gonna let
Arcana
me.
or a history check, that wouldn't be a thing that you could do. No, and in fact, the two girls at the shop, very giggly, bright, and happy folk, but they tell you that half the fun is learning what you bought.
Okay. Genuine question. Will anything of the things that I buy from you going to end up being gag-like? So I put the shirt on and my hair, instead of being brown,
Gag-like.
goes pink.
Gag-like. I like gag-like. That's hilarious.
They laugh at that and they say, "No, silly. Well, no,
Silly.
not really. No,
Silly.
Not
The thing
often.
like that's going to be on the floor. Oh, not that often. Okay. No, because like I'd like to get some gloves,
Hey,
maybe a new hat like what I have on, but something more witch-lighty.
Here, I'd like to take a moment and say that
That was impressive that actually threw that link into the chat.
Right? How about that? Did though. Look.
It even threw up a Zelda.
If you're hanging out here and you know what we're about, you should understand that link right there, that funds are awesome. That funds Snipe Hunter's awesome, and it also funds my own awesome. And that's what it's all about. And for those that have funded the awesome that is Snipe Hunter and myself, we like to take a moment once a week, right about now, and be like, thank you. You guys are awesome. You should feel chuffed. You people are literally patrons of the arts. I have a sticker here. I'm gonna send it out. I really am, I promise. It'll be there. I have a sticker. I'll send it to you. Amongst other shit. You'll get it, I promise. Love you, mean it. Anyway, we take this moment right now to raise a glass to you and say thank you. Thanks so much. Y'all
From
fund
the
their
bottom
passion.
of our hearts. Thank you.
Chuffed.
Be
Thanks.
chuffed.
Here's everybody.
Florian,
Here's team.
Indeed.
Whoa. Woo! All right, yeah. Taking shots.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Thanks so much. All right. Oh,
you
shots.
see my stuff and things. Do you have recommendations, things that might look good on me? Like, you both look stylish. I need some advice.
Look very stylish.
Yeah, they think about it for a second, kind of hem and haw as they walk a circle around you. One of them grabs you by the hand and leads you into a sort of like divided off changing area.
Oh no.
When they do, the first thing they do is they say, now we don't want to spoil the surprise, right? And then they blindfold you.
No.
Okay, cool.
And as you're blindfolded, one of them talks to you and asks you questions. And they say, so what are you about? What do you do for a living?
I'm a cleric that cooks. I firmly believe in spreading the faith and health and happiness of food. The goddess is great, and she likes parties.
I'm very nervous about it.
Ooh, I
I
like
have
parties,
you.
they say.
Right?
All right, give me just a second. I am going to run to a room of my own. Be right back.
A room of my own. He means the bathroom, you guys.
Really?
I think
Hopefully
so.
everything comes out okay.
Sure it does. I'm worried though. Like, what the fuck, dude? What's going on, bro?
I want a smoking jacket.
You are a smoking jacket. Your dad is a smoking jacket. How about that? Oh wait.
Too skinny for that.
Thank you. I'm not skinny. I'm not skinny. I am so out of work. I am super out of shape. I got the big old daddy belly, I gotta admit.
My dude, you're still smaller than I am by a good chunk. You're skinny.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man, but also feel good about yourself.
I acknowledge who and what I am. I'm okay with who and what I am.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Eh?
Don't feel bad about you. You're my buddy.
I know, but I know I'm fluffy. I know exactly what I am. It's okay.
That's hilarious. Fluffy was another friend of mine from way back in the way back who was also another guy who was like,
Oh, just as God made me.
exactly, you should call me Fluffy. Fluffy's my name. And I was like, all right. I feel like that's a little disrespectful. And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, cool. Fluffy then. I love that.
And
I'm just as God made me.
Iglesias made the term super public and popular.
Right? Well, then I also, like, yeah, dude, I used to wear pants that said Husky on them. So.
That's not exactly the same thing. I guess huskies
Yeah,
are fluffy, though.
Right? Come on.
Also, Husky's a name brand? Question mark.
So I don't remember which brand name it was? I think it was
Marshalls.
was it Marshalls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what company it was specifically, but there was a company that was like,
I do.
yeah, I do. No, I think didn't fucking what's the one? American something or other? Like I think they also had a husky.
Oh yeah, you're right. It wasn't Marshalls. It was oh god, it was the one that was in the city.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It was like American something. It was like I can't remember the name right
I
now.
can't remember what. Yeah, but there's
American Eagle?
like the reason I thought Marshalls is because their logo was a fucking sheriff's badge.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly. And it's not American Eagle. It's but yeah, it's
Old
They
Navy?
were like a huge brand in the '80s. I've like completely forgotten who they are now, though.
yeah, exactly. And it's not exactly. It was a huge brand in the 80s, but it's not now. Weird.
So,
Damn it! I fucked my shit up.
interesting place here.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah. Sorry about that interlude. It was just not
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
hold itself.
Not a problem.
Watts. Yeah. So they ask you, a few more questions. What kind of stuff do you cook? What's your favorite flavor? That kind of stuff. And as they're talking to you, they remove, like your over jacket and you're like, they don't strip you naked or anything, but they take off individual elements of clothing, and you feel them getting replaced one by one as they talk. Whole time leaving your blindfold on. Conversation sort of winds down, and they seem to be just about done, and they say, we'll let you put the shoes on yourself. You ready?
Okay.
And they sort of like, spin you around slowly, like not trying to make you dizzy or anything, but they basically unwrap the blindfold off you by spinning you around.
Right.
When they do, you come face to face with a mirror and you find yourself in what obviously is a like 20th, 21st century chef's outfit replete with, stovepipe white hat.
Little white hat and all that?
It's not actually white though, to be fair. It's actually a really deep blue.
What?
Yeah, there's a pattern of like silver thread stitched into it, forming what appear to be stars. So that like from a distance it looks like a solid color, but up close you kind of like shimmer and sparkle like a galaxy.
Sparkles, right, indeed. What's
or
going
a
on?
night sky. But yeah, head to toe. Blue, and it seems to be some kind of like, it's thick, so you would think maybe like cotton or wool, but in fact it actually seems like a really heavy silk. Like it's really smooth, like it's a really high quality outfit.
I am so glad I trust you girls. This is absolutely fantastic. Wear those shoes. I have to finish the set.
Yeah,
shit, what's gonna happen with our friend?
they sort of like
He's one of four, right?
they turn around, and then when they turn back, each one of them is holding an individual boot, knee-high for you and made for your particular legs.
A knee-high.
This is fantastic. Thank you.
They're made out of black leather. There is a set of buttons up the would be your shin. Each button is a silver starburst.
Creepy as fuck, but also they gave him a great knee-high, right?
Oh, this is perfect. Thank you, girls.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go shopping for a new backpack.
Yep, they giggle and laugh, and they say, well, it's not free.
Oh, no. Obviously. This is the part that's going to make me hurt, but I'm going to be honest. How much do I owe you?
It's not like that, dude.
They look at you for a second, and they say,
Not
well,
like that, my friend. I'm
if
sure
it's coins you want to pay, it's probably 500 gold pieces.
it's a blood oath.
Okay. What
But-
other forms do we take here?
We
Quanta,
also
or there's like
trade
3 other little guys that
secrets.
can do like once a month, you know.
Well, I do know there was an invasion that tried to happen here by a fungal species. I wonder if that would count as a secret.
Funkles.
They look at each other and they say, well,
Yeah,
that's not a
well,
story we've heard.
Your mom's a fungal species.
We'll take that in trade.
What?
Tell us about it.
Wow.
When I got here, there was a city. Entire area was covered in an orange fungus. We tracked it back to a wizard's tower, which was kind of cool. It's actually where I got my spell tome, and I learned about.
And shit.
Hold on. During that process, we found a portal to another dimension that was ruled by a fungal creature. Was able to close it, but it was trying to spread its fungus all over this world, consuming it.
That fungus is still
Have you guys ever dealt with beholders before?
Oh, well, I mean,
Not personally, but
no, that's creepy.
we know what that is. Yeah.
Are you saying there's a fungus
I'm
among us?
thinking the fungus was from one of the dreams from a beholder, because it was sentient.
Wow. Are you
and
saying your dreams are coming into the real world here?
I'm not a beholder, thank you. I know I got multiple eyes, but not that many. And if you get that joke, you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll tell them about what all we found when we were going through the northern woods and the secret of the fungal invasion that was going to happen there because somebody was trying to make the best cooking.
Creepy as fuck.
They seem delighted by your story. And interestingly enough, there's a sense as you're telling the story of like a weight being lifted off of you, as if you had been carrying something and aren't anymore. And when you're done telling the story, you feel a little brighter and happier.
Oh, I wonder. Do I have anything with me? Where is it? Okay, so do either of you have something that you'd like to have fixed? Like shears that aren't quite sharp enough? Anything like that?
Oh, one of them says, and she turns and sort of exits the changing area.
All right.
You guys see her pop out of the little like sub tent inside, run over to a chest hidden behind a display of dresses. You hear her rummage around for a moment, and when she comes back out of the display of dresses, she appears to be holding like 4 or 5 pairs of scissors as she runs across the tent.
Running with scissors. I'll watch to make sure she gets there safely.
Oh.
She seems to be fine. Yeah, watch. She comes back running in, scissors akimbo. And she says,
"This is fantastic.
Oh, these all need sharpening."
Absolutely. Okay. Let me see a pair. I'll grasp it and I will focus mend each pair of the scissors, trying to share the most positive magic cooking smells I can as a thank you to the girls for enjoying my story and this wonderful outfit they've given me.
Excellent. Yeah, they titter and giggle the whole time, and they ooh and ah as you complete each pair. They even seem to comment on the sort of like cinnamon, sugary, sort of spicy smell that's in the air.
Right.
And when you're done, they sort of like push you out towards your friends with a ta-da, and kind of show you off.
What else are we gonna do right now? Right? Kind of there.
I got a new chef outfit, guys. I love it. It's fantastic.
That makes me wonder.
Do they have any
interesting here? I have to ask. Do you have anything that changes with the shape of the wearer? And I don't mean like getting a little fatter or slimmer. I mean, like going from like the size of a rat to the size of a horse or a
I'm
giraffe.
sure that's
Elephant?
true. In fact, I'm
Oh,
sure that's
they say almost in unison. And then one of them says, that's actually a lot more common in order around here than you'd probably think.
right.
Then,
What did you have in mind? We've got stretchy, we've got foldy, we've got changey.
well, I you know, this is an odd thing because you folks seem like a clothing store, but I wouldn't want to put it past your skills to be able to make something that's functionally defensible. Unfortunately, I do have to deal with a lot of dangerous stuff. And so something like a studded leather or a breastplate or something like that. Functional, fashionable, but also not made of metal. I can't really hang with metal in dangerous situations. It weighs a little bit on me in an odd sort of way. Weapons, it's fine, but not my armors.
Do you have any aversions to silver? They ask.
Unfortunately, it would be okay as thread, perhaps, but not as an actual defensible component. Like, it's not the silver that would be blocking the blows, but if there's some, silver thread or silver paint, that would be fine because, it's closer to a mineral application at that point instead of an actual, metal of metals that resist damage.
A metal of metals, metal.
Right, a meddling metal. Yeah.
Yes.
A meddling metal.
A metal that can show its metal when tested.
Meddling metal.
Interesting. Yeah, they say. Huh. Well, we don't really do armor, but they sort of look at each other and kind of nod. Let's get you measured up. Let's see what we can do. And they sort of grab you by the hands and lead you to the changing booth. Same deal as with Watts. As soon as you step in and they set about to measure you, they put a blindfold on you and they say, we wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. And as they take your measurements, they say, so you want this to go over your current clothing? More as like an outer layer?
Yeah.
Well, here's kind of the odd sort of thing is it can be an inner or an outer layer, but when I change to be a smaller or larger form than myself, the clothes that would be on my outside layer or the inner layer, my bags, anything that I don't want to drop would basically kind of disappear and reappear when I become my normal self again. So it'll be fine. None of that's going to be disrupted. So it could go over or under. So if more of a jacket and over clothes sort of style makes more sense, or if it's something that goes under and I maybe wear a jacket or whatever over that, well, I'm sure you'll be able to come up with something exceptional. And one other odd sort of question: do you have something that can make a shield look different than it does? Like perhaps give it like a Witchlight Carnival theme and flair to it.
Probably.
I can't produce the object right now, obviously, because I'm blindfolded, but we can get to that part if you do have something like that.
I was going to say, I'll bet, yeah. Possibility is yes. But at this point...
Well, we don't really... Yeah, we could maybe make that work. So,
Good.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh no.
Ah, well, this this is kind of an interesting sort of place. My people and homeland are one that is quite different from this one. We very much one with nature there, and in fact, all of our tribe, no matter what their specialties, can participate in certain rituals and are able to become different sorts of animals. It's a very interesting thing. My family actually cooks for animals. We learn how to cook not just all of the regional cuisines of all the various folk, but learn the tastes and styles that all sorts of animals like, how they like different things prepared, what's nutritious, what's absolutely a no-no for various reasons. And even, to really perfect our craft, being able to become those animals. So some amount of cooking and working with animals, but honestly, on the other side of things, kind of been thrust in adventure, and that's why I'm, looking for something to help protect myself a little bit better, and even becoming stronger, or potentially getting healthier in my durability. Those are all things that would probably also be important, because I gotta survive. Me and my friends here, we got some rough waters ahead. We got some rough lands ahead. We might have some rough airs ahead. But likely some rough dimensions ahead. It's gonna be tough.
Wow, they say that sounds really interesting. We love animals. We work. I mean, we're a carnival. You can imagine we work with animals quite a bit.
Sure enough.
Never thought about experiencing their cuisine before. They say that's really interesting. They take measurements as they talk. They don't actually remove any of the elements of the clothing that you're presently wearing, however. Instead, you feel them drape something heavy across one shoulder. And then you feel a sort of like cold cloth. You would guess probably silk again, just based on the texture across your neck. And then maybe you feel what you would guess is them tying some sort of knot. And then the last thing you feel before they spin you around and take off the blindfold is that they place something on your head. When you face the mirror, you find yourself dressed pretty much as you were, with the exception of 2 items of clothing: a jaunty green silk half cape, embroidered into the cape's cloth are a menagerie of various circus performing animals. There are hippogriffs, there are rabbit unicorns, there's even a treant stitched into down the back, down one side, because it's draped over your shoulder, but down one side. You recognize them as sights that you have seen in the carnival. Atop your head is a jaunty, let's call it an adventurer's cap, but really I mean in the style of like Disney's Robin Hood,
Yeah.
Likewise in a green silk. It has a silver thread of silver stitched brocade rim around the brim of the hat. And again, you see the same sort of like menagerie of animals cavorting across it, but they're this time done in a darker green silk, so that from a distance it appears to be one color, but up close you can see the animals in it. And they say, so these are special. We don't normally use this cloth in our work. It's actually mostly reserved for the hands of the carnival itself, but we thought it would be fun here because of what it does. And as they say that, they say, think of your favorite animal.
Oh. I there's a lot of those, but yeah, let's try a cat.
Okay. So you think about a cat and you look in the mirror and you realize that sitting where you should be is a small cat wearing a jaunty half cape and hat.
Am I actually in the size and form of a cat now?
Oh no, it's they pointed out and they say it's a little bit of a preview. We just wanted you to see what it's going to look like when you change.
Oh. When you've done this demonstration, have people actually given it a try?
There's not a lot of call for that here, but yes. I mean we use this cloth in our work. We don't generally do what you do, but we do often have to entertain in character.
I'll kind of look away and think about like a real strong like riding horse, like kind of the one that we rode in the back way on.
Yeah, okay, totally. So you see that same horse, not exactly wearing a half cape. Instead, it seems almost like a blanket laid across its back, but it's the same material and color. And absolutely wearing the same jaunty adventurer's cap. They laugh when they see that one, and they say, "Yeah, we don't we don't use horses here, so I haven't seen that one before. That's pretty funny."
You want to see it for realsies?
Oh my God, yes.
I have to ask though, before I do something like that, how would I be able to afford something so amazing as this? I mean, this it's not going to be coin. I'm sure this is a fortune.
Oh, we definitely do work in trade. Secrets, stories, attributes.
Well, why don't I start by showing you just how it is on a horse? And so I will wild shape in front of them into a horse.
Okay. So interestingly, when you wild shape, you can feel the garment also wild shaping to conform to your new shape, but it doesn't get absorbed like other garments that you're used to wearing do, into your wild shape. So sure enough, you appear as a jaunty adventurer's horse. Since you have no saddle or other tack, you just have a green silk blanket across your back. In this form, a few things, though, are very clearly obvious that weren't before. One, at no point did the sense that you were clothed changed. What I mean is, you didn't grow colder in the air as your clothes were, as your regular clothes were reabsorbed. You don't seem any less protected from the elements than you were before, I guess is the best way to put that.
I see. That's really cool.
Yeah, another thing that you notice, no matter how you move your head, the adventurer's cap stays exactly where it ought to.
That's what I was really wondering about. Is that hat gonna stay when I'm going full speed? That's wonderful. No.
Yep, and they applaud as you change, kind of circle around you a couple of times, oohing and awing, and they say that really does look good.
I'm gonna try in my best, manual dexterity being odd and everything, to grab the hat with my hoof and pull it off and tip my hat to them.
It absolutely works without a hitch, almost as if you just had to think about doing it.
All right, so then I would switch back to my normal form. Yeah, that's amazing. Fantastic work.
They say, yeah, and
Reminder, go to bed.
we we work in lots of different locations, and we travel with the carnival year round. That material is one of our favorites because no matter what temperature it is, you'll always be comfortable.
That's simply fantastic. There's nothing better than being comfortable. Here's a story. It's maybe not not something of this world. It is a piece of fiction, but it was this very interesting story about these three rival factions that they each fought for different reasons, but they found themselves kind of trapped on a new world, and every time they passed in battle, they came back healthy and fresh as if it hadn't happened, but they remembered it. And it was this odd sort of thing because in all of the tellings of the stories, we thought about where the weaponry and magic and things of our era, how they would have worked and how they would have progressed. But instead, what we realized is that the storyteller chose, it's not making the biggest and most powerful siege tank. It's making something that's comfortable and can go long distances across any terrain. That something that can go across snow just as easily as sand, dirt, bogs, even water. And to do it comfortably. It can be hot, it can be cold. You can literally be under fire from blasts of explosive flames, and you'll still be comfortable in that thing. It was just such an interesting sort of thought that in the future, it isn't how powerful things are, it's being able to remain comfortable while you're doing it so you can remain focused.
Wow. One of them says, yeah, exactly. The other one says, that's horrifying. They just fought forever?
Well, one of them thought they were the law and order. One of them thought they were rebelling against the law and order because they thought they were oppressed, but for odd reasons. And then the other ones who were really the ones kind of maintaining it were scientists, and they didn't really want to get in the fight. They were researchers, they were academics, but they realized it wasn't going to end unless they intervened, and they maintained the technology that kept everyone from dying. The hope was that they could eventually resolve their struggles and use the technology to live together peacefully, but it never worked out. And then there was a giant meteor shower that unfortunately ruined the planet, and it bad things. The key part of the story kind of fell off when the storyteller kind of got changed a little bit, and but that's neither here nor there. It was a great story.
Interesting, they say. That's a story I haven't heard before. They sort of like look at each other and they nod and they say, well, it's a good story, I suppose. Why don't we present you to your friends? What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
All right. And as they escort you out of the booth, there's that same sort of sense of like a weight being lifted off you, like you were carrying something that you're not carrying anymore as you exit the booth.
Getting people to enjoy PlanetSide in a universe where it would never exist.
Yep, little Vanu pride for you.
Yep.
But yeah, they do the ta-da and they show you off to your friends.
Hey guys, this is pretty awesome. It's always comfortable and it stays with me in every form.
It looks fantastic, my friend.
It is. I'm excited to rock this in the outside world.
I can hardly wait to meditate with mind and figure it all out, because I can only imagine what it can do.
Why, I wonder if you'll somehow figure out some of the recipes that you see here.
Oh, I believe it. I feel like a master chef now. This is fantastic. Again, thank you, girls.
Thank you kindly. This is quite amazing.
They giggle and then they turn to the rest of your party and they say, next session, we should try that with you.
Right.
Nice fourth wall.
Indeed.
Good one.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
running this. Thanks for joining
Thanks for
everybody.
Dungeon Mastering.
Good stuff.
Indeed.
And I'm going to be flat honest. I'm not sure how many pieces are going to get added to my inventory, but I will need you to kindly add because, yeah, I'm in a whole new set of clothes.
Certainly.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I need to. I've made notes to myself, but I need to build some stat blocks for all of you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
And I'm going to press this button and press this set of buttons and have a good night, everybody.